Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Minecraft with me, Ep4, and of course, welcome very briefly to the creative mode, where I've now found my new favourite item, the redstone comparator. With this lovely object, we can send a redstone pulse whenever another object has an item within it, as you can see, and with that, we can have a dispenser which automatically sets itself to throw an item, and because of these lovely item hoppers taking so long in order to send items down, it never seems to get blocked up. So even with this really simple setup here, which, well, honestly, it's hideous, as you can see, it'll just constantly throw items over and over and over again. That way we don't need a clock constantly going, which was slowly driving me mad in the previous video. Now, there are plenty of other ways to do this. You can have a clock being stopped and started using this, and loads of other things, and wow, in real life, there was just a lightning bolt right outside my window. Wow! That just hit a building on the next street. Good start. So ignoring nature terrifying me and hopefully no more bolts of lightning, since that last clip there's been 4 more, but thankfully getting further and further away. It's so weird. We need to go to the Nether because we need Nether quartz to build the comparators. Also, it turns out there's much easier ways to automate the destruction of chickens. For instance, just floating lava. When the chickens mature, they get killed. Now, if they don't mature, don't worry, we can always go back to the original method of just having a switch or something else and then automating that. But either way, this is a much easier system, and this can be put down one lower, but this is ultimately what we really, really need. And I'm kind of talking all over the place right now because my heart's still thumping from the lightning. So with that, let's go back to the real world. Let's get ourselves some obsidian, and let's go to the Nether. Or we could just get buckets of lava and water and make a portal that way, but I just want the obsidian. We also need an enchanting table, which I believe costs obsidian as well. There's lots of stuff we need. Now, I know for a fact there is loads upon loads of lava down there, so what we need then is at least 1 bucket of water. Now, where am I going to get water in this swamp, I wonder? There we go, there we go. So now we have all the water we could possibly need. I don't really know why I'm holding the lava, so let's just move that back over here. Here you go. Now let's go get ourselves some obsidian. So really, the goal today, honestly, is just to go to the Nether and finish off this design so that we have unlimited feathers and food. Number 1. Now, once again, I could just bring the lava to the above ground, but I would just rather mine it. Probably less efficient, but there we go. Number 1. There we go, the hell we found earlier. Through this, we can make some obsidian, and from that, we can go to true Minecraft hell. Which will have pretty quartz. So that we can put chickens into hell. It's a weird circle of life, admittedly. And so we've returned home, so now I'm prepping to go through the portal. And honestly, I don't even know where I'm going to be building the portal. I'm thinking somewhere in the middle of the lake, because that would look really awesome. But that's the permanent location. Right now, I'm just going to place it on the hill or something. We can always move it later, that's no real problem. Now, I'm definitely not going to be bringing something like... Okay, I'll bring the dirt. I'm not bringing anything like my diamond pickaxe. I'll bring my armor, I'll bring some basic iron pickaxes. That is it. Nothing else. Because I do not want to lose anything too special. Let's see if I can remember how to do this first try. So I think it is that... that, and then 2 at the top. Am I right with this? I think that's it. As I break my spine. Why am I adding these blocks? Because it looks weird otherwise. There we go. That looks really neat. Okay, will this work? Goodbye, fair world. To hell we go. Please don't be terrified. Please don't be a really bad spawn. Please just give me, like, something really easy to mine. Yes! Whoa, we are in a dome. I can hear a ghast straight away, so that's terrifying. Hello, nether quartz. At least what I think is nether quartz. Okay, awesome. That's actually the first time I've ever mined nether quartz, so huzzah for that. Oh yeah, I forgot how easy netherrack is to mine. I bet the diamond pickaxe we just mow through this, but yeah, I am never bringing that here ever until we're making like a railway or something here, if we ever indeed do. So much experience. Beautiful. Next thing I want to do is to make ourselves some enchanted armor or enchanted something. Where is that ghast? Can hear it, but we're actually in a pretty safe place. Wow, thank you, Nether spawning. Well, I'm just gonna keep on collecting these until I get bored. Okay, so you can turn these into blocks. That is really clean looking. That would be great for a lab or something. Also, the music here is absolutely terrifying. That is definitely music I've not heard before, so I think it's been added, well, if not recently, then since I last played at least. Oh, that is a fall. Oh yes, soul sand. Do I need that for anything? Not going down there right now, but I would love some glowstone. This place is quite safe, so I think I might grab it from over here or over there. I've also now just realised, looking back at the footage, the audio here, as in the music, is actually louder than in the overworld, so my own voice was being a bit overwhelmed there. I do apologise, I'll fix that in the future. Currently I'm recording on a single audio channel to make things easier, but apparently that was a bad idea, because I could have just scaled that back in editing otherwise. Hello, bright things! What tool am I meant to use to break you? I mean, I'm assuming it's a pickaxe, but that's kind of all I have. Oh. Just anything, I guess? Okay, that's fine. And is it 4 glowstone to make 1 proper glowstone? Perfect. Lovely. Just break you all and I'll go and collect you on the way down. All of the shiny gubbins. A bit of a cowardly way out already, but we are done, at least for now. Excuse me, mate. Okay. Would you like to enter our farm? I mean, you keep on looking at me. Come on. Can I just kind of push you in? Now, if I'm correct, if I apply a name tag to you, you won't disappear, right? Come on, move in. Fine, I'll make it easier for you. There you go. Ah, who's a good pig man? Yes, you are. That was a terrifying voice. You need a name. Now, can you rename things once you've named them? That's my question. And how do I even apply a name? I think I use an anvil with the name tag. Am I right with this? Come on, let Lathrix be right for once. Yes, okay, so... Pigthrix. You're gonna be my sidekick forever. Boop. So I've decided what we're going to do is build the improved chicken farm over here. This way we're not constantly hearing chickens. Now thankfully, there's not going to be a constant redstone clock going off, which is always activating the repeater, so it's already going to be a lot quieter, but it would be nice if it was around about here at least. That way, it's silent. And yet, for the chickens, horribly, horribly deadly. So, let's just continue. I think I'll build into the hill here. Actually, we could build a little bit further inwards, though. That way it'd be a lot easier to cover. Otherwise, this fence is going to have to go on the hill. Otherwise, things can just jump in, which would be really, really annoying. Okay, so let's make a few of these. There we go. Got 3 of them, which I think will be more than enough, actually. Do we only need 1 for this? Who knows? Either way, we've got excess now. We can always use them later for something else. So after I build the chicken farm, the next redstone contraption I really want to make is an automated melon farm. But that'll probably be in the next video. And I just heard 1 more egg being hatched. Ah, look at all those little babies. Hello. So, let's get to work then with this. Got that, redstone, we're going to need all of this stuff, so all that's going to come with me. So I'm just going to release all the chickens out here. Well done lads. You're all free to go. Hello, test dummy chicken. Well, I needed to make sure this section worked anyway, so if you could just stay perfectly still for the next few seconds, that would be fantastic. What a good test chicken. I apologise, this is probably going to hurt quite a bit. Ah, that can't be a full slab. But there we go, we've got feathers, but no meat. That's interesting. Do chickens sometimes not drop meat, or did the meat just burn in the lava because the lava is always there? Like I said before, if there's a real problem with that, we could automate the lava being released, or we could just manually do it like before. That really doesn't matter too much. Okay. Well, one chicken grew up, and it only gave us a feather. There's a good chance just having the lava there will actually, you know, cook the meat a little bit too much, and simply remove it from existence, which is really annoying. But saying that, surely it's random which one will get burnt if it's feathers and meat. So what I really need to figure out is, do chickens always drop meat, yes or no? Okay, you did, but let's go find some more so we have a bit of a larger sample size, including the chicken which is somehow underneath those fences. So this will be number 8. Yep, all of them have dropped meat, which means the meat was destroyed in the process. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. So, after a series of more tests, it seems like only the feathers remain. After 4 chickens have grew up and been destroyed, every single time the meat was removed, but the feathers survived. I'm not quite sure why this is. Perhaps the chicken is dropped at a higher altitude, so it ends up in the lava, whereas the feathers drop straight down. I really don't know. So for now, we're just going to stick with the manual version. Because I dislike complexity, what I've done now is set it up so each time an egg passes through, there'll be a very quick blast of lava. That's it. Just a second. That way, it will set alight any current adults living here, and it will still spare the little baby chicks, and it won't completely destroy all the items they drop. So now all I need to do is just sit here and wait until one of these lovely fellows grow up, and an egg passes, just to make sure it all works out. And actually, this is a really easy way to do this. And just to showcase how this works, it is really, really simple. When the egg goes through and sets off all of this, it also sets out a pulse over here, one of which is a little bit longer than the other. So the first pulse hits, the lava is deployed, the second pulse then catches up, and then the lava is retracted. Really, really simple. That looks so much nicer. There we go, cooked chicken. So, another thing we could have done, which would have been even easier, is just to have a redstone clock like we used originally on a really, really slow timer, and then occasionally it simply sends a pulse, we split the pulse again, lava goes in, lava goes out. We could have done that very easily, but I like the idea of the hopper still activating everything. I don't like it going off at a constant rate, let's say every 10 seconds or so. This way, you can also see how fast the eggs are being produced. But yeah, that looks so much neater. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have this whole section converted into these blocks, which will be redstone contraptions, or at least my attempts at them. So I'm okay with that. Next up, let's build an observer and see how it even works. A little while later, just to make sure this thing's working, a grand total of 6 chickens have grew up and been burnt to death. But I've only got 5 pieces of cooked chicken, so still, sometimes the meat is destroyed, and I've even lowered the pulse, so now it's faster. As you can see, that is a very, very quick lava in, lava out. But still, sometimes the chicken is being lost. Now, thankfully, this is mostly for feathers anyway. The food is a nice benefit, but not really the main reason, so I am happy enough. Although, I'm still not sure why sometimes the chicken is destroyed. I think it is just how the chicken drops. Either way, though, before we end the video, what I would like to see is if we can make a really quick automatic melon destroyer. So, we have the observer with the most adorable face ever, we have some redstone, and if we put a block on front, it very, very quickly causes a redstone pulse, and if we destroy it, it once again makes that pulse, because any changes to the block state in front of it will cause that to happen. So, if my understanding is correct here, if we put down the observer here, so it's watching this melon, when the melon grows, well, a melon, it should cause that to be a block update, which then will cause a redstone pulse. So if we do something like this, and then put down pistons, these pistons will then extend and destroy the melons. Now what I'm really hoping is that melons don't require tilled soil in order to grow melons. Otherwise, that's going to be really difficult. Melon plant, melons. That's how I should be saying that. Anyway, it's getting very late now. I'm getting very tired, as you can probably tell. And I'm hoping this will work. Because if this works, it means we can have an automatic melon harvester. Just have like a line of these, perhaps with water in the middle. So the pistons push the melons into the water then just goes down, and then we have a hopper at the end or something. That should work, right? I can't see a problem with that. But there's probably multiple. So it turns out, the comparator is even better than I originally thought, because that is a really simple clock, and look at that. If I knew that earlier, we could have built a little bit differently. But there you go, live and learn. And that's why I'm going to start looking up guides, don't worry. This is probably the last video now before guides. That is some serious bling. However, you are incredibly slow. Hello! And apparently that was a trap. All according to plan. For a second I thought he was inside then, and I was very confused. Oh, come on, I was looking away for like just a few seconds to check on the chickens, and, well, it definitely works at least. So there we are, we have melons, which is fantastic. And this then can be installed next to the chicken farm. So, here's the thing though. How are we going to do this larger than it currently is? Because obviously we don't just want one single melon plant, and that would be absolutely unbelievably annoying. So either we just have a straight line like this, then water down the middle, pistons pushing them either way, which I think has one problem, which is just going to be some of those melons, as we just saw, can go miles flying, so they could just go whoop onto the other side, we don't get the melons. So instead, what we could do... Could we stack them on top of each other? And then have the wall here, so let's say this is the wall of the cave. / room we build. Then when the melon gets destroyed, it gets pushed forwards, which means it'll just hit this wall, and then go down into the water. So we just keep on building up and up and up. Now I'm almost certain though... Actually, am I certain? But okay, I've got this horrible feeling that melons can't grow if there's something above them. So like if we do this, I don't think a melon can now grow there or something like that. I'm actually going to look that up before we continue. Because if that's the case, we're going to have to make this have a gap each time. Before we start building over there, I want to do a very quick test. Okay, really happy that that works. Then, let's do the test again, but this time with the observer. Okay, perfect. So the reason why I want to see this is because in the previous test over here, I had it so the redstone just went across the top like this. And that's all well and good, but if I do that for the entire row, that means every observer will activate every single piston along the row every time it sees a change. In theory, that's not a problem, but I don't understand how melons grow properly in this game. So whilst that piston is extended, does that stop plants nearby from being able to tell if that's fertile land or land they can actually grow anything? Is that a skeleton wearing trousers? So ignoring that skeleton, the basic idea I was trying to say is just whilst the piston is extended, the block the piston is extended into will most likely not count as a growable tile for the melon. So I only want the pistons which have to be active to ever activate. That's the basic idea. So ideally then, we want all the growth to happen here. This is going to be way smaller than I expected, which is fine by me. Should I extend this a bit further back then? Yeah, let's do that. And that also proves that the pistons are indeed functioning. So, I'll just stick around here until I have proof this is all working as it should. Then I think I'll call it a day. In fact, what I'm going to do now is take this time while I'm just sitting here AFKing, just to check a guide to see if I've done this right. Let's have a look, see if there's any good guides for melon farms online. Lovely. The top and the bottom section definitely work, so there we are, we now have our lovely melon farm up and running. Now, in that spare time, I did check out a few videos about melon farms, and my god, there are so many ways of using these, including using one of the minecart hoppers, which are apparently absolutely amazing. So that's something really, really cool. That way you don't even need the water stream. This is one of Mumbo's designs, and in fact, one of the earlier designs is very similar to the one I've built. But there are definitely better ways of doing it, and it seems like the plant does actually take into account how many hydrated tiles are nearby, so you can kind of do things like this, so that they can reach them if they're closer than this one, so that's a bad example, but you get the idea. There's definitely ways you can build around this to make it more efficient. This is pretty bare bones. I am happy that I've figured out this section though, so kudos to me for figuring out something before looking it up, but next time I will hopefully have way more knowledge and make this way faster. So, all that's left is just to clean this up, and then the melon farm is active. Can I hear a zombie pigman? I think I can hear a zombie pigman. Well, that was interesting. I'm only over here because I need some more sand. There we are, so one more melon was just harvested, absolutely fantastic. So both the top section and the bottom section are definitely working, the chicken section is working as well. I am really happy with how today went. Now, after watching just one video, I can already see a few things I could have done a lot better, and honestly, after wiring up all of this, there's a lot of things I can do better, but I'm really glad I sorted out the chicken farm first, because it taught me how blocks interact with redstone, especially when you power a single block, how it can go through and such. If I didn't do that first, I would have done this completely wrong. So, I am learning, but I will be watching guides after the video, and with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff, helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Minecraft is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Unlimited melons, unlimited feathers, and unlimited cooked chicken. I would say that's a pretty good start. We've been very efficient today. Well done me. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.